In the previous video, I showed you how to get started on Sorare as a complete beginner, a complete newbie. I showed you how to open your first starter pack and how to set your first free lineup in the daily competitions. But in today's video, we're going to talk about taking the next step forward to play the limited competitions. Those are competitions where you can win real cash prizes and much more. And to do that, you have to build a limited lineup. So we're going to go to the marketplace today and build our first limited lineups. So let's do that. And by the way, by watching this video, there's going to be something great for you if you're watching, which is somebody who watches this video and uses the link below to sign up for Sorare NBA will win a pair of NBA tickets to a game of their choice this season. So that's for you, courtesy of Sorare. So keep watching the video, and when you're done, go ahead and sign up for Sorare NBA using my link so that you can be eligible to win NBA tickets this year. So we'll start at the auctions. I'm looking at the auctions at this point, and I filter to choose only limited cards, and you're going to see which limited cards are expiring right now, basically. And to get an idea if you want to place auction bids or not, you're basically going to want to see what these cards have been selling for, and also what you can get these cards for as instant buys as well, or as manager sales as well, right? Instant buys and auctions will get you these little perks as of right now, where you can have a chance at getting an extra player card, or you can get a chance at getting essence. And basically, if you get enough essence, you can build a new card. Now we're looking at the instant buys, and we're filtering from the top. So you can see the most valuable players that you'd want on your team, and you can see the price. You'll notice certain players like LeBron James are a lot cheaper. That's because you probably won't be using that card for much longer, many more seasons. And you can see how some players, their score might be really high, but they're not as expensive because people think their usage rate won't be as high this upcoming series or this upcoming season. So we're now going to check out the manager sales as well. We're going to filter to latest season, and we're going to compare and contrast pricing. So if we find really good deals, or even just deals where we save a few bucks, we might elect to do this one. The only thing is we won't be eligible to win those free cards or those free essence boxes. That's the only drawback. So we're looking and we're checking out some of these players, and we're thinking in our head how to compare their rates with the instant buy prices. You know, we see Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is a good choice. I think the Knicks are going to be a good team this year. You might be concerned that Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges might hurt his numbers. That's probably why he's lower priced, but I still feel pretty good about him as a budget MVP. So I'm looking at his card here. I loaded up my Ethereum wallet, and looking at it spin around, and I'm going to purchase now this Jalen Brunson card, and he will be my first limited purchase, and I think he will serve as a solid MVP on my team. So you can see I just added him. That was on the manager sale, so we're not going to get that extra chance at essence or a new card for free. But it was a difference of a few dollars, so I thought, why not go for the manager sales? Okay. Next, I'm thinking about what player I want next, and I like the look of Franz Wagner. Young guy, good player. I think Orlando's going to be a pretty good team this year. So now I'm looking at his price on the manager sale. And I'm going to go ahead and buy him. I think it was another difference of a couple bucks on manager sale compared to instant buy. So there we go. We now have two new limited cards in our collection. For our next card, I like the look of Anthony Simons. I think that he's going to have a good year on the Blazers. He had a good year last year, but he did get injured late. So I'm going to compare his instant buy versus his manager sale. And you can see that there's that little banner there that says you can win cards or essence when you buy him as an instant buy. And the difference is just like $1. I'm going to buy him and get that manager and get that extra perk of the limited box, which can contain a new card or can contain essence. So we now have 3 players. And the next player that I like the look of is Tobias Harris. I think that he could have a pretty strong year on the Pistons. And yeah, he didn't have such a great year last year on the Sixers, but he has these random games where he really pops off. So I'm going to add him as well. We're now rounding out our limited lineup. We now have 4 limited cards. So now I'm going to just take a quick look at the competitions, and you can see the limited competitions. You have your underdog, which is only a 75-point cap, so that's a really low cap for the underdog game. And you can see there's like just about 400 people interested in that game. The contender has $800 in prizes, where the champion has $8,200 in prizes. And you can see that the most people are entering champion lineups because of that big prize pool, and also because of the larger point cap. In contender, you have a 120 point cap. In the champion, you have a 120 point cap, but your MVP doesn't count towards your total points. So now I'm just going to throw my guys in the lineup and just see where I'm at in terms of my total points. And I see that using Brunson, Wagner, and Harris, I only have 6 remaining points for 2 slots. The other thing to consider also is that early on in the season, some of the biggest sharps on Sorare are going to be using the rookies, which have a 0 score. So these tournaments or these competitions are going to be pretty tricky to win in the beginning of the season because, yeah, like I said, the biggest sharps are going to be using the strongest rookies like Edie and rookies like that, and they have a 0 point score. So don't be discouraged, but for the first couple of weeks of the season, it's probably going to be hard to win if you don't hold rookies. But let's keep on adding some players. I'm looking at my favorite Celtics team here, seeing if there's anybody that I want from the team. I'm going to look at some more options. And I'm looking for a player with a low 10-game average, okay? Because you don't want to just load the highest point players, or else you can't build lineups. You need players of different point averages so that you can build lineups. That's something I didn't understand 2 years ago, but now I do understand that. So here is the limited champion, and we're going to build this lineup. I added a Buddy Hield, and now I am perfectly within the point cap. So that's pretty ideal when you're missing just 16 points, and you can go and choose your favorite player for 16 points. And at this point now, I'm looking for more budget players to fill out the ends of my lineup, to fill out the underdog lineup, for example. I like Davion Mitchell on the Raptors, so I'm going to add him. And again, we have that little box as well. And I'm going to keep looking for players at a low cap. I like Nesmith. He had a pretty good playoffs versus the Celtics. I'm going to add him. So I'm really just filling out the ends of my lineup at this point. Another player I like is Kai Jones. He's back in the league. He is actually a player with a 0 point score. He had a bunch of blocks in the preseason. I think he could get some playing time on the Clippers. At a 0 point score and a $8 cost, I'm going to go with Kai Jones as another player to add to my bench. Another player I'm going to add now is a rookie, Jared McCain on Philadelphia, the TikTok sensation. He's another guy that I think could surprise some people. It's a low risk type of card to add to your team. So I'm going to add him as well. And now I can build my underdog lineup. So I'm almost there. I'm just missing one more guy to add to my underdog lineup. But you can see I'm significantly under the point cap because I have 2 players on there with a 0 score. Another guy that I like the look of, and I think he's going to have a big year, is Jalen Johnson. So not exactly someone for the end of the bench, but another guy that I like to have on my team. So I'm going to add Jalen Johnson. I think he and Trae Young will lead the Hawks this year. So I've got just under $10 to add one more player. And I like the look of Nick Richards, center on the Hornets. He had some pretty big games last year. I think he also got injured, but I think he could be a solid addition to my squad. So I'm going to add him as well. Now we're going to take a look at our boxes and see if we pull anything interesting. I mean, I think we only have like a 5% chance at an additional player card. And then most of the time you're going to get these limited essence capsules. So no big surprise here, but the majority here are limited essence capsules. And if you gather enough of these things, you're going to be able to craft a new player card in the future. So I'm opening all these capsules, and we'll see how much essence we have. All right, so you see I built a couple of lineups and I have 19 essence. It looks like I need about 50 essence to be able to craft a player in the 4th tier. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now I'm playing around, seeing what my lineups might look like with the players that I've added. And you just play around and add different players and try to come up with combinations, and you can enter multiple lineups into these different competitions. And that's just how it goes. And these score totals will shift up and down during the regular season. But I'm going to confirm this lineup in limited contender. I might change it before the deadline, but there we go. I have my limited contender. I have my limited champion. Thank you for watching. You made it this far. Now I have something for you. Somebody who watches this video and uses my link, that's the link in the description of this video or the top pinned comment under this video. That is my Sorare link. Click that link to sign up to Sorare NBA. Once you've done that, share your username in the comments below, and one of you will win a pair of NBA tickets to a game of your choice this year. That's all you need to do. So I appreciate you watching this video, and good luck to you all, and I can't wait to see who wins NBA tickets courtesy of Sorare.